We are treating Kelsey's disappearance as a missing persons case at this time.
Was there any blood on the TV, do you remember?
Yeah, there was blood on the TV.
Okay.
This is completely out of character. Kelsey loves her God, she loves her family and friends, and she loves
There
her
was blood on top of coffee maker. There was blood.
Right now to the local mystery gaining national attention, the disappearance of 29-year-old Kelsey Berreth and the investigation into her fiancé, the father of her
passed
child.
those names to his fellow inmate, allegedly writing, "They all need to
Was the
disappear."
fire going at the time?
Yeah.
Were you present when he started the fire?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Hey you and welcome. My name is Mike and in this old video, we're going to have a look at the case of Kelsey Berreth, Patrick Frazee and Krystal Lee. Are you familiar? So, to give a bit of an introduction, as I usually do in my videos, Kelsey Berreth went missing on November 22nd, 2018. The search for her would be on, until Patrick Frazee's girlfriend might help the police out just a little bit. Including she took the police on a big tour of the crime scene, so look forward to that. Okay, I think that's enough of an introduction. Alrighty then, let's start the show. Kelsey Berreth, born in 1989, was a pilot and flight instructor employed at DOS Aviation in Colorado Springs. She actually worked at their training facility in Pueblo, Colorado, where they operate the US Air Force Initial Flight Training Program. Kelsey lived in Woodland Park, about an hour's drive away. She was engaged to Patrick Frazee. He was also the father of their 1-year-old daughter, Kaylee. On December 2nd, 2018, Cheryl Berreth, Kelsey's mother, she gave a call to the Woodland Police Department to go and do a welfare check on Kelsey. She hadn't heard from her in over a week, and that very much wasn't like Kelsey. She was worried something had happened. The cops rolled on up, saw her car was in the driveway, and what was missing? Not including Kelsey. Well, her purse and cell phone, of course they were missing. But there was also stale, uneaten food on the counter. All her stuff, work gear, makeup, luggage, that was all still at home. So, with no sign of Kelsey, a missing persons report was filed and, well, search began. As the police began to ramp up their investigation, they revealed that the last time Kelsey was seen was about 12:30 p.m. on the 22nd of November, which was exactly 10 days before her mother notified the police. Cheryl had spoken to Kelsey that day on the phone. It was Turkey Day. She was seen on surveillance cameras in the Safeway supermarket in Woodland Park. Her daughter Kaylee was with her. By the way, just so you know, Kaylee wasn't missing the 1-year-old girl, she was fine. It was just Kelsey. See, 32-year-old Patrick Frazee, Kelsey's fiancé, he last saw Kelsey that day too, when he took their child. Kelsey and Patrick, they didn't live together. And he also said that Kelsey and himself broken up. Engagement, donezo. So when Cheryl and the police started asking him, hey, where's Kelsey? Do you know? He said, you know, she's a pilot, maybe she flew off somewhere. Bizarrely, he also never notified the police that she was missing. Interesting.
I still know somebody knows where she's at. Somebody has seen her. There's more information out there. Somebody just needs to realize, to recognize, and to say something.
Has she ever disappeared before?
No. I can't think of anywhere she's ever gone that she hasn't told me. It's just not in her character to just take off and be gone.
He told Cheryl Berreth that he received a text from Kelsey's cell phone on November 25th, though it's never been revealed what the text said. When she didn't respond to a text he sent, he figured she had put her phone on Do Not Disturb mode so she could study. Her employer also received a text from her cell phone on November 25th, stating that she was taking the following week off. And not only that, the police also discovered that same day that Kelsey's phone gave a ping near Gooding, Idaho, which is around 800 miles from her home. So things were becoming pretty worrying, you might say. Though the police had no suspects, they had no nothing.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Miles DeYoung, Chief of Police for the City of Woodland Park. I'm going to give you a brief timeline and kind of bring you current with where we're at right now. I would first like to start off by just thanking everybody that took the time out to come forward and spread this message of Kelsey being missing and helping us to find her. Kelsey's been missing and been reported missing by her mother, Cheryl, since Sunday, December 2nd at about 12:37 p.m. Mountain Standard Times. Officers were able to contact her place of employment at Doss Aviation down in Pueblo, Colorado, and were advised that they had received a text from Kelsey's phone on the 25th of November stating that she would not be into work the following week. Officers from the Woodland Park Police Department did respond to Kelsey's residence on December 2nd and performed a community caretaker search of her residence to see if they could locate her. She was not inside her residence. Cheryl did reach out to Kelsey's fiance, Patrick Frazee, and he called her back saying that he hadn't heard from her since November 25th when Kelsey texted him. Patrick told officers that he hadn't seen her since Thanksgiving, November 22nd, when he exchanged their daughter Kaylee Berreth. Kaylee is currently with her father, Patrick. We've reviewed video from the local Safeway grocery store, and it showed Kelsey shopping with her daughter, Kaylee, on November 22nd at about 12:27 p.m. That's the last time Kelsey was seen. Reports are correct that Kelsey's phone gave a location near Gooding, Idaho on November 25th at about 5:13 in the afternoon. We are treating Kelsey's disappearance as a missing persons case at this time. We have not identified anyone as a suspect and are asking the public for any information that might help us find her.
A candlelit vigil was held, and I'm going to understate things now by saying people were getting just a little bit worried.
Gotta tell you, it is very chilly up here, but the cold weather certainly not deterring anyone in the Woodland Park community from coming to this vigil. I'm going to step out of the way. So there's about 50 to 60 folks as more people continue to file in, and they're just about to get started. We did see Kelsey Berreth's mother, Cheryl, walk in as well. And really, you know, we spoke with the organizers of this vigil a couple minutes ago. They said they do not know her, they don't know the family. They just felt it was the right thing to do with this story that has captured the attention of this community, the state, and really the nation.
Patrick, he didn't attend the vigil or any press conferences at all regarding what happened to Kelsey. A $25,000 reward was offered for information leading to Kelsey's safe return. 4 days after Kelsey was missing, a search warrant was executed on Patrick Frazee's home. See, at one point, Patrick had told Cheryl he had had enough and wasn't going to deal with things anymore. I wonder what that means. He was suspicious, though Patrick's attorney would say he is fully cooperating. What are you looking into this guy for? He's been nothing but helpful to the police. But the police thought that maybe he might just know a little bit more than he was letting on. Spit it out.
Frazee released a statement through his attorney saying his phone was searched, he submitted photographs and DNA. The statement further explains that he was only notified of the press conference an hour before it started and reads, quote, Mr. Frazee hopes and prays for Miss Berreth's return. On Tuesday, Frazee dodged reporters and refused to answer questions.
This is private property. This is a private road.
Patrick, why don't you talk to us?
Can you tell us what happened?
Then Cheryl, when she was at Kelsey's home, she was snooping around and she saw a suspicious stain on the underside of the toilet seat in Kelsey's home. She called the police, who were like, yeah, that's blood. When the police searched the rest of the house, they found blood in her toilet, the outside of her bathtub, the bottom of a trash can, on the walls, the floor, a towel rack, the vanity, and on an electrical outlet. Not good. So, Patrick, suspicious, maybe. Yes, definitely. They searched his place again, they found sweet fuck all. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm losing it. Maybe it's me. I mean, I cover so many of these cases, right? And it's nearly always the partner, the husband, who had something to do with, you know, the person going missing. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. Maybe I'm losing it. I don't know. Heck, even friends of Patrick said, I've always considered him to be a gentle soul, soft-spoken and just really down-to-earth and practical. So it couldn't be him, right? Oh, wait, no. They actually arrested Patrick Frazee on December 21st. Happy Christmas.
We're holding this morning's news conference to update you on recent developments in this case. Today we arrested Patrick Frazee on charges of first-degree murder of Kelsey Berreth, and he is currently being held in the Teller County Jail. As a reminder, Patrick Frazee is presumed innocent until proven guilty. As you can tell from the arrest, sadly, we do not believe Kelsey is still alive.
He was charged with first-degree murder and solicitation of first-degree murder, and the district attorney indicated that another arrest in this case was possible. Bail was denied for old Patty Frazee. Now, police didn't say what evidence led them to putting the old handcuffs on Patrick, but they did say that they didn't believe Kelsey was alive anymore, and that something more than likely happened in her home. On December 31st, Patrick was formally charged with 5 counts of murder. That was 2 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of solicitation to commit murder. See, get this, it's believed that he attempted to kill Kelsey at least 3 times. 3 times before he finally got it right. Not a bright spark. So what the shit is going on? I hear you're barking, big dog. Well, let me tell you. Remember when I said there was more arrests coming in this case? Well, I wasn't lying. A few days later, they arrested 32-year-old Krystal Lee. On what? Well, wasn't Kelsey's phone found 800 miles away? In Idaho? Krystal Lee was a nurse who worked in Idaho.
Evidence in the case has now been collected in Idaho. The police and sheriff's departments in Twin Falls, Idaho, say they got a request last weekend from investigators here in Colorado to search for evidence there. In a statement posted online last night, they said they were able to gather some evidence and share it with the FBI, CBI, and Woodland Park police, but the nature of that evidence was not disclosed. Twin Falls is about a 40-minute drive from Gooding, Idaho, where Kelsey's cell phone pinged 3 days after she was last seen.
She was also the ones who sent texts from Kelsey's phone to Patrick and Kelsey's place of work. She pled guilty to 1 count of tampering with physical evidence, and she agreed to testify against Patrick. See, Patrick and Kelsey weren't exactly the happy, loving couple everybody thought they were. Even Cheryl would say, I thought they were great together. No. See, Patrick had been having a relationship with Krystal Lee, on again, off again, for about 10 years. And he wanted Kelsey gone, but he wanted full custody of their daughter. That was the main motive in what happened to Kelsey Berreth. And actually, sorry, there's one other thing which comes up so often. It's really weird. Guys, don't get life insurance. Somebody will kill you. Because didn't Kelsey have a life insurance policy that Patrick was the beneficiary of? But oh wait! The company Kelsey had that policy with, they were bought not long before she disappeared, and she hadn't renewed her policy with the new company, so Patrick would get jack shit. So Patrick really wanted Kelsey Audi 5000. He would tell Krystal that Kelsey was a terrible, abusive, horrible mother to their daughter. And get this, guys, don't know if you heard, she also did drugs. So one time they came up with this plan that Krystal would steal drugs from the place, she was a nurse, her place of work, and poison Kelsey's coffee. So Patrick, he gave Krystal Kelsey's picture and her address. And she was gonna rock up to Kelsey's home with a Starbucks cup of coffee that was poisoned. She rocked up, she lied about who she was, but she said she couldn't go through with it. That's honestly the stupidest murder plot I've ever heard in my life. Like, what would make them think that Kelsey would just accept a coffee from some stranger who walked up to your door? These two were idiots. So, after 3 unsuccessful murder attempts, Patrick was like, fine, I'll do it myself. He'd gone to Kelsey's home, concealing a baseball bat on Thanksgiving Day. With their 1-year-old daughter Kaylee playing in the next room, he blindfolded Kelsey and pretended he was going to light scented candles and play a guessing game with her to see if she could name the fragrances. Instead, he pulled out the baseball bat and struck her 10 to 15 times. Her last words were, "Please stop." He then asked Krystal to get over there and clean up the mess. Krystal was so scared of Patrick she thought that he might do what he'd done to Kelsey to her, so she drove the 12 hours from Idaho, spent 4 hours cleaning it up. She said it was just a horrific scene.
We're inside Kelsey's apartment with Krystal. Her attorney's with us. So, what did you see?
When I first walked in, I saw blood all over the floor. I saw blood up the wall. I saw blood on this wall. That's what I first saw.
And then what else was in here? I know it's kind of torn up right now, but...
There were 2 chairs right there with the TV on top of it.
All right.
There was a bunch of baby toys around the front.
Okay. What did you start cleaning up first?
I started picking up things that were blood splattered that I would have a hard time getting blood out of.
Okay. Can you specifically show us, in the interview you told us that you had left blood spots. Can you show me where you left those? And then I'd like Eric to go ahead and take a photograph of those areas. Okay.
There?
All right.
Right there.
All right, so can you go ahead and point to the first one and just let Eric will tell you where to, when he's ready to take the picture.
Now, but it was maybe right there. I know it was down low and then I went up high. There might have been blood. There was a lot of blood. So they're on the floor, all over the floor. And there, so there may have been bloody footprints in here, but I don't specifically remember.
So with this broom, can you point to the area where you saw and clean blood up on the wall? Just hold it there so we get a picture of that. Okay, anywhere else?
It was the spray was from here all the way.
At one point, he even asked her to search for a tooth near a vent in the home. So yeah, grisly. She also filled 6 garbage bags with items from the home and burnt them. She refused to help him dispose of the body though, so he put it in a black bag, took her body to the family's farm and dumped it in a water trough. He then doused it in gasoline, covered it with wood, and burned it. Krystal said that when they were there burning Kelsey's body, she saw Patrick's mother, Sheila, step out into the porch and watched them do it. Sheila would later plead the fifth. And, with all this, the police searched for Kelsey's body, but they could never find it. On October 28, 2019, Patrick Frazee's trial began. The prosecution focused on text messages, video surveillance, and witness testimonies to establish a timeline and prove Patrick's guilt. Witness testimonies were heard from Krystal Lee and Kelsey's parents, as well as a Verizon store employee that said Patrick came into his store on December 11th, the day after Kelsey was reported missing, and asked if there was a way to change the PIN on a phone if he didn't have the phone in his possession, and also if anybody could recover information from a phone that had been destroyed. What a unusually specific question to ask. And get this. While Patrick was in jail during this whole trial period, and while he was awaiting trial, on the last day of Patrick's trial, an inmate told the court a little bit of information about what Patrick was getting up to in there. See, Patrick recently asked him to use his connections to a prison gang to kill a number of witnesses in the case. The hit list included detailed instructions on where to find the witnesses and was written on paper towels and napkins. Witnesses included Krystal Lee.
Prosecutors say Frazee passed those names to his fellow inmate, allegedly writing, "They all need to disappear," and "I'd really like to see Krystal with a bullet in her head." Frazee allegedly wanted the notes flushed, but the inmate, hoping for a lighter sentence on his own charges, turned them over to investigators.
Wow, that's really like something out of a movie, but I think this reinforces again that Patrick Frazee was a goddamn moron. It took a jury 3 hours to reach their verdict. Patrick Frazee was found guilty of murder, tampering with a deceased human body, and 3 counts of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. Patrick got life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 156 years for several other charges he was convicted of. Krystal Lee appeared in court in January 2020. She got 3 years for tampering with evidence. The charge carried only 18 months in prison, but the judge determined that aggravators in the case increased her sentence. She also faces a year of parole when she is released. And to this day, Kelsey Berreth's remains have never been found. Tragic case in which a man would kill the mother of his child and his fiancée just to get custody of the kid, and now, thankfully, he gets jack shit. Oh, wait, sorry, no, he does actually get something. He does get something. He gets life plus 156 years. So, yeah, sounds good to me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to watch some more of my videos, please work away. And I will see you, as always, real soon in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Mike out.